out here and we're going to assemble 3D printer. So I'll just follow steps, same as I did for the assembly of the main unit. Just did a little bit of cleanup and haven't touched it other than that. So let's see here. Oh, no, I want to time this as well. So let's get the timer started. Reset that. So remember, to get to this point, it took about 50 minutes. So see how long it takes to get to the ready to how long it takes to set up for the calibration of the 3D printer. And then once we get there, we'll go actually run through the calibration and then do a test print. Alright, time-lapse montage. I want to show this here too real quick. So when I pulled it out, I just showed the heat bed. The heat bed actually has a removable plate, flexible, and it's two-sided. So if one side gets all worn out, I flip it over, there's another side. Piece of metal, or sheet metal or something in the middle there. So, and it goes on pretty good. It's not gonna be, shouldn't be sliding around or anything. Alright, 14 minutes, 11 seconds overall, and we are now ready for the initial setup. So let's get right to that. I'm not going to time that one, no need. That's pretty straightforward though. I have a feeling it's be about 10 minutes to tear down once I get used to it, now that I know what I'm doing and everything. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour to switch, so not bad. And took a second for it to turn on. See the logo. Making noises. Hello. Start now. Okay. Snapmaker, please read the terms and conditions carefully before using this product. So, fast forward as I go read this here. Okay, so really quick, it does talk about the information that they collect, which is your IP address, the device working time, and your use preference. So I'm assuming the use preference is if you're doing 3D printing or laser or CNC on it the most, so you get an idea of what's going on, what people are using, why they need the IP. I'm not sure. Maybe they use that for where you're at and device working time to see how much you're actually using it. So I imagine they have each one has a serial number, so there's probably a code in here so they know which one, who is what IP, and whether you're using that from. If you're worried about it, then don't use it, or just don't connect to online, and they won't be able to get that information. Myself, being a software developer, I understand what that is, so I'm going to agree to those terms, and we can rename my Snapmaker. Yeah, kind of like it. Snapmaker Count Dooku. I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi here. Okay, safety instructions. Back there. Safety instructions: do not touch the nozzle or heated bed when the machine is printing or heating. Always unplug the machine before performing maintenance or modifications. Started. Calibrate the bed. So calibrate the bed, how it works. Auto leveling. Adjust the Z offset. Calibration curtain. These ones are actually plastic, it feels like, so they'll last a little bit longer than the last ones did. Go to the auto leveling. Okay. Next. save. And then now we're going to load Filament. So let's get out Filament that came with it. This gives you an idea how much is left here. We've got 100, 500, 900 grams left. And typical PLA. Nothing fancy. Okay, please set up nozzle temperature before changing filament. The nozzle will be heating up to 200 degrees Celsius by default. We're going to go ahead and confirm that. You can hear a fan just kicked on, so I'm going to stick that right there. Let that heat up. I am recording audio, aren't I? Yeah, I am kind of. Oh, son of a biscuit. Here, let's fix the audio. Sorry about that. Hey, now you can hear me. Hopefully, I can fix the audio for the entire first half. I is D to D. Alright, so buttons just lit up, so I'm going to go ahead and hit load. Push that in there. I can feel it going. And do one more. Yep, I can see the test filament that they were using. It was a light baby blue. And there we got our string. Zoom in here. See that? Okay. We'll go ahead and pinch that off. Let the kind of feel nice and smooth. We're looking good. Awesome, you've successfully completed the initial setup for 3D printing. Now you can prepare the Gcode file using Snapmaker Luban to start your first print job. Got it. So nozzle's cooling down. Bed is registering 25 degrees Celsius, which is what the nozzle was at. So let's go prepare a Gcode file. Alright, so now the printer's all set up, so we're inside at our computer and we need to get Luban for our browser, and we're going to go snapmaker.com/download. And let's see here. Downloads, so I'm going to assume 2.0. And actually it detected what I have here. What else do we got though? So with the 64-bit Fusion configuration files. Firmware, I'm guessing that's if I actually connect via USB maybe. Or just a firmware update actually. Go ahead and download 164. I am not going to subscribe, and there goes our download. And it's done already. It wasn't very big, 55 megs. And as you can see, I already ran that last night just to kind of get familiar with it. The install is straightforward though. Just, yeah, your default. Yeah, I guess we're reinstalling it here. I thought there was another setting. Didn't take very long though. Done, so we can go ahead and run that. Printer is on out in the shop, so a second here to launch. There we go. Okay, so we want to go to Wi-Fi. If you don't see your printer, go turn it on, then come back and hit refresh, and then you can hit connect, and it gives you the screen authorization needed. So when that comes up on the touch screen, there is a button here that you have to click on. There we go. So now that we've gone ahead and enabled the connection, let's go and continue. There we go, finishes. Okay. Oh, disconnected already. I was having this issue last night. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi network or something else though. so we can reconnect later on. So we're going to open a file, and we have the wand. I'm just going to leave the default settings, but you can have preset for ABS or PLA. You have your fast print, normal quality, high quality, and then your actions. So here, fast print, 0.24 millimeters per layer. Normal quality is 0.16, and high quality 0.08. Nice. So we're just going to go with a fast print for right now, and let's generate the Gcode. It's pretty standard. Go through the layers, how much, and both distance and weight, and how long the print's going to take. So let's take a look at the custom settings that we have here. So we have the quality. What is that? Layer height, initial layer height, and line width. Okay. Wall thickness, top thickness, bottom thickness. Okay. Infill, just the percentage. Okay. Looks like we're just running at 60 millimeters per second. Custom test. Okay, so now we can actually change this. So I just clicked on the plus. Custom. Okay, there we go. So you gotta click on this icon here to change the profile name. Okay, so layer height we can go to 0.2, 0.2, line width. Wall thickness, I like usually 1.2, 1.2, 0.2 outer wall before inner walls. Infill, I'll leave that at 15%. Speeds, I'm gonna leave those. Most of these settings I'll leave as is. I just wanted to change the wall thickness and top thickness. I don't want to do that because when you sometimes I've noticed I'll get the little warts all over the place if I do that, but I have seen it without it as well, so probably doesn't really matter. Spiralize outer contour. Oh, so this does the base mode. Okay. Adhesion. Skirt, brim, wrapped, and none. Okay. Skirt line count. Generate supports. I wish there were hover over like tooltips, though. I think that would be nice. Okay, so just when you hit the plus, it looks like it takes it from whatever you have selected. You can go from there. So that opens a file. That exports a file. So if you want to share with friends, you can do that. That's nice. And that's the import. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Then of course we got our temperatures here. So pretty basic. And then we can go ahead and load the Gcode to the workspace. And now flipped over. And with the printing it starts at the 00, so that's over here. Let's reconnect. Okay. So it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so that's homed. And you can tell by all your numbers jump up on the screen, and then you get the OK and then the G28 OK. So at this point, you can actually, depending on your Wi-Fi connection, if it doesn't drop or anything, you can just click run, or you can send to device via Wi-Fi. So we're going to go ahead and do that. The file sent. And then we're going to head out to the printer and go from there. Alright, so now we're out here in the shop, and on our screen, it's got the notification, do you want to start the job now? So I'm just going to hit yes. It's got the preview of what we're going to print. Nozzle temperature, heated bed temperature, work speed, and estimated time, 2 hours and 21 minutes. I'm actually going to grab my phone and we're going to do a timer again. Alright, so I got my stopwatch here on my phone. Just going to set that there. And I'm going to hit start and start at the same time, and just time lapse. Alright, so the printer's finished. It has taken about, well, from what I saw, I may have been off by a few minutes, but we got 2 hours and 27 minutes, so it was actually pretty accurate in how long it was going to take. So let's go ahead and see how it is to take it off the build plate, and we can go from there. Huh, you're back!
Yes, I am. What do you have there?
Oh, it's a new wand I was making.
Cool.
I kind of was hoping you would like it, and you would take that as payment for helping me out yesterday.
I love it. I will take it.
Alright, let me take it off here. And all I gotta do is just bend that a little bit. Yeah, that part's stuck. Alright, so we're gonna set it down. I'm gonna put it down here and grab the tool.
Do you need some help?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that off for you so it's quicker.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. And a ruined board already. Awesome. Well, so looks pretty good. The bottom couple layers look like they're just squished way too much.
Be careful or you might accidentally do some magic.
Oh, then I better give that to you. Here you go.
It looks great to me. Okay.
Can I show the viewers how it looks up close?
Okay, but be careful. Don't wave it around.
I won't wave it around.
Because if you do, then it will do something. But if you say it, then it'll do what you say.
So the main shaft looks pretty good. I see a little bit of wobbling in it, but nothing too major. The top layer looks pretty good, pretty smooth. On the sides, and it doesn't look that bad. I have seen better, but it's got some, you can kind of see the ripples in it, but it's not, I don't feel them to the touch very much. But this bottom couple of layers, that's not good at all. And for that being the first print, it's not damaged, it just had extra plastic on there. So I'll just have to play around with my Z offset, I think. Clean this board up some, and I think we'll be good. And the good news is I have a second side, but it shouldn't have been that on there that hard for that little bit of area. So overall though, the print looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it back to the Magic Princess, and she'll see if it works or not. There you go.
Looks pretty good.
Does it work?
Let me try. Hocus pocus, make him free. make sure. Move your arm. Put it down. And snap. Unfreeze.
Yep, I think it works. All right, thank you for your help.
Well, I guess I'll use this one this time to disappear.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, she's gone. It must be working pretty well for her. So that's the first print. Kind of disappointed in how well, it stuck too well, which I guess it's not a bad thing. I just want to make sure that my build plate's not ruined on the very first print. But other than that, not bad. Said how long it took, as long as it said it was going to take. Not sure how much tweaking there can actually be done, but if it keeps up, it printed perfectly fine other than those first couple layers. So, all right, if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll have more content with the Snapmaker here in the next week or so. I do want to do the CNC and the laser etching and cutting on there just to see how well they work. So, enjoy. Alright, so I've been printing for about a week, well, off and on for about a week. Let's go, so almost 16 hours here, 10, so I probably put about 30 hours on the printer so far. Did run into a couple of issues at first with the print leveling, actually not the print leveling, but the first layer, and it was just smashing into the board, and I can show you here. Backside real quick. actually now have, and you can see it right in this area here, on the star that I made in the initial video, or initial portion of this video, and that will not come off. Anything that's printed over that sticks very, very bad. So what I did to resolve it is, first I checked the firmware to see if there was a new version of the firmware, and sure was. The firmware version that came on here, I believe it was 1.7.0, and as of, what was that, as of the 20th, it was on version 1.9 point something. So I just downloaded the file from their website, put that onto the jump drive, put the jump drive into the machine, turned the Snapmaker on, and then through the file browser I went through and I just selected the file and it ran its update. Now it can actually update via the Wi-Fi as well, so I don't have to do that again. And after the firmware was updated, reran the calibration just by swiping to the left on the screen and then selecting the calibration. And after that, I haven't had any issues with it. It prints really good. I mean, this print just finished. This one took about over 15 hours, and now I can just flex my plate and it comes right off. No major issues or anything. It does stick very, very well, as you can see. Okay, say it's working very well, then it's sticking super duper tight. And I left that where, when I was doing the calibration, the sheet, it was dragging, but it didn't bind up at all when you pushed into the nozzle. That's pieced off of here. There we go. Yeah, not ruined though, that's good. I still think there needs to be a little bit more tweaking in there. Also, another recommendation is, if when it does the probe, to heat up the bed to like 60°C or something, because I know that can cause an issue when you do the calibration. I was actually going through the Luban, heating up the bed and then disconnecting, and that way it would keep the temperature at 60°C. Come in here, run the configuration, and all seem to be well. The prints are turning out really well. No, I don't have a macro lens or anything like that, but looks pretty good. Sorry for the reflections there. I ran this on the outside perimeter at 30 millimeters per second, inside perimeter at 50 millimeters per second, infill at 100 millimeters per second. The first layer and last layers, I believe, were, I want to say 30. I'll put the settings over here on the screen when it's done, or by the time I post this, they'll be on the screen. For it being their default software for the 3D slicing, like I was said earlier in the video, it's not bad. I will play around with it using Fusion, as that's my preferred go-to software for 3D printing. I like the abilities it has and whatnot. It can do more. I can slice things. I can change speeds and whatnot and all the other stuff, so I'm not going to go into that right now. But print quality using Luban, once you get the initial layer figured out, awesome. I am glad that the initial sheet that they provide you is two-sided and whatnot. I think it might have been a good idea if they automatically included another sheet though with you. I did get the additional components for it, where it came with 2 extra print nozzles and an extra print bed sheet, and I'm glad I did, because I'm still working this out. And this one, by the time I have everything worked out, I think this one's probably going to be ruined. If we could get just stickers, or I have some other options I'm going to try as well, Gcode, anyone. But overall, I'm happy with it. It's done better than some of the other printers I've gotten that just out of the box failed. Like my Mega printer. Bought it, did a few prints with it, did an unboxing, which I've taken down because I no longer support that product. It was poorly handled. I really wish it would have done better, but it didn't. So thanks for your time, and if you like the material that has been provided, Please go ahead and like us. If you want to see more of this type of material or builds that'll be coming up in the future, go ahead and subscribe. Have a good day.